What's going on, YouTube? JT is Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in this video, we're talking about Batman Detective Comics, issue number 1108. This one is written by Tom Taylor, and there was two artists who worked on it. Pete Woods was the other, and Abdios or whatever. I'm drawing a blank on the name, but I'll look at it at the very end of the issue. But yeah, so this is picking up where the last issue left off, basically. But we also kind of have some flashbacks where it was a team up between Batman, Green Arrow, and Black Canary, and they ended up like at a cemetery, and they were there at the grave of a former hero that they knew known as Prion, which we get to see here in this issue, somebody that was kind of an ally of theirs way back in the past 10 years ago. And there was a mysterious girl that showed up, and then some other like shady people kind of showed up too, and that girl may be his daughter or something, but then she comes back later on and without seemingly recognizing. So there's some mystery and intrigue going on with that thing. There's like something detective related. They have to kind of solve that stuff, but we see him in the past. The artwork here looks really good. I think this is some of the best stuff Pete Woods has done, and this Prion character kind of helped them out in the past, and a few bits of witty banter, but there was respect and admiration. They leave the cemetery, they go into Batman's little car and like, oh, is this like a hatchback, like a really basic looking car? He's like, yeah, I'm trying to be nonchalant, but then he pushes some buttons. He's got all this advanced tech and everything right there too. We get a little cameo from Oracle and some funny witty banter like between her and Dinah. I'm really liking what Tom Taylor is doing on Detective Comics, where this little seemingly like whatever vehicle that's nonchalant also has all this advanced tech and everything too, like a spy car, and they have to kind of save this witness from the corporation that's trying to buy up like Queen Industries. And Oliver ends up dealing with them in his own unique way later on, this kind of assholey power move, but these are people like who he's dealing with. He's like, yeah, I know you're corrupt and all that stuff, and you can kiss my ass, basically, is what he kind of tells them, and just kind of makes them go through hell. But yeah, because all the witnesses keep dying under seemingly natural causes, which, if 2 out of 3 of your witnesses who are meant to testify against your bad corporation are mysteriously dying under interesting circumstances, then, something is clearly off in that regards. But, yeah, so they got to keep them protected before they can, go to court and all that. So that's what Leslie's going to be doing. Oliver has this meeting up in this building where he says like the elevator's broken, and so it's basically just an asshole like power move from Oliver Queen to kind of rub it in their faces. It's like, well, the elevator's broken. Looks like you guys are going to have to take the stairs 40 floors down. So he's going to make them walk and just kind of suffer in some ways. But then that girl that he saw from beforehand is there, and then she's kind of walking over there. It's like, hey, look, this is some power play move. Just don't do something stupid. And then she kind of like grabs his arm and then kind of throws him off the building. And that's where the issue ends, on that interesting cliffhanger of Oliver Queen falling to his death. I'm sure Batman or somebody's going to go and catch him in that, because I don't imagine Green Arrow is going to die in a random issue of Detective Comics. But wouldn't that be something? But also, I mentioned beforehand, Pete Woods is one of the artists, and Bruno Abdias, I think that's how you pronounce it, was the artist for the other thing. So this is a pretty good comic book from start to finish, drawn. I think Batman utilizing all this different tech and planning, and that was kind of cool. And it's nice to see some flashbacks to the past, to see kind of the different suits and see where they're at and what they kind of like this Prion character and what it kind of meant to them, and just kind of getting the first glimpses of them, and trying to figure out who that girl was from the previous issue into this one. And Oliver kind of doing his like power play moves and just kind of messing with other like asshole CEOs too. That's always fun, and that's one of the enjoyable things about Oliver Queen, calling them out on their nonsense, and like, oh yeah, you want the good PR from Queen Industries, even though Queen Industries has had some bad PR in the past. I mean, look what I was covering when Chris Condon was writing the book with what the stuff, but Oliver still tries to do like the right thing, and that's what makes him enjoyable, facing off of characters like that too. So, but with all that said, I'm really enjoying Detective Comics. I think in terms of the mainline books that Tom Taylor has worked on at DC, not talking Elseworld stuff, this is easily the best stuff he's been doing. It's been pretty good since he took over the book, and maybe like one story hiccup in that here where something's like, not fully 100% sure, but his batting average is really high in this thing. Like it's really good the majority of the time, and the storyline's fun. And I honestly thought like him writing Green Arrow was like one of the better characters he has a voice for in DC, and it's working. It's really working, telling these different storylines and having these characters kind of mingle and interact in ways that are interesting and kind of unique in that too. So, but anyways, that's all I have to say about this one, and that's all I have to say in terms of the new comic books for this week. Finally all caught up with the first day, which I can't remember the last time I've been that fast in terms of getting all the videos done in like a single day for new comic book day, but it feels pretty good. So what did you all think of this one? What did you think of the new comics this week? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content, hit the bell for notifications, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.